What's common between Sachin Tendulkar, Cristiano Ronaldo, Novak Djokovic, Neymar, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Devdutt Padikkal, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Deepak Chahar, Atul Kasbekar, Sonu Sood? They've all beaten this virus and they've come back into action. Akshay Kumar, add Akshay Kumar to that list, add Sonu Sood to that list. There are so many people who have beaten this virus and they've also got back stronger and better than before. And one of them is joining us right now here to take the right stand against this virus. Atul Kasbekar, acclaimed photographer and of course filmmaker, and runs his own production house. He wears many hats. And one of the hats is that you've also beaten this virus, Atul. Thank you. It's been a busy day for you. Thank you for taking the time out. Good to see you cheerful and smiling.
This is the only time anyone will take my name in the same breath as Tendulkar. So Kasbekar is very happy at that.
But tell our viewers, when did you get COVID?
So I've been like negative now for about 2 weeks. So I guess it was about a month ago. It was a Saturday, and I could feel symptoms, and I was in the office. And I told them I'm not feeling good. I quickly Googled it, and I was pretty certain that I seem to have it. So I left right away. Of course, having successfully infected everybody in my presence who had been interacting for an hour, in that time. Although we were wearing masks, but I guess you're still in the same zone. And came home right away. That was a Saturday. On Sunday, I did a test. Monday, it was positive, and then it stayed that way for 2 weeks. I mean, like there's the Dr. Jeevan Jain, who's our GP in the neighborhood, but it stayed with this dull fever at about 100, intense body pain and unbelievable tiredness. I mean, you want to you take a shower and you feel like you come back from Kargil or something.
Correct.
Just insane. So and then finally I called my doctor in about 2 weeks. I said, look, there's been absolutely no development. I mean, like, I've not improved or worsened. So please change the molecule or whatever you need to do. So then he said, you're a fit guy. I wanted to keep you off steroids, but I guess there's no option. So I did a CT scan, which came to 5, which I guess anything beyond 6 is trouble. So I was under that. But and then he started me on some steroids. I forget the name now, but then in 4 days it was okay. But it took a good 16-17 days.
Wow.
He tried to throw me a backhanded compliment by saying that it takes a while for fitter people to sort of get afflicted, but when they do, they're wiped out. So so I don't know if he was trying to sort of throw in one outside the off stump, moving very quickly away, just kind of things.
Correct. But for a sports buff like you and a fitness freak like you, didn't you first think कि मुझे किसने दिया, and let me go and get the person जिससे मुझे हुआ? Or what was it that was going through your mind? Because you saw the symptoms.
Actually, I know who gave it to me. I had a 10-minute meeting with someone who shall remain nameless. But and it was one of those awkward things where I did fist bump, he put his hand out. Then I put my hand out and he did fist bump, and then it was that awkward sort of thing. We didn't know what to do.
Correct.
So finally I said maybe we should do namaste. But on the way out there was a bit of a side hug kind of thing, with masks on, I might add. But one of those, whatever, God knows. But I mean, if I was felt symptoms on Saturday, I believe you could have been infected as much as 3-4 days earlier from whatever I've read.
Correct. So that's true. But then what went through your head? Were you down, depressed, or did you say, okay, now how soon can I get better? What was your attitude, and what did you do?
No, I mean, for the longest time, I think, so I have not, to be fair, been a cowboy, and braving the virus. I've not been stupid, to be fair. And I've also, I mean, let's understand that, people in photography or in the film industry make a living when X number of people are in a space. So if you want to make a photograph or make a motion picture, you need a certain number of people to collaborate in one room or in one set or whatever, So for us, it becomes very difficult. So we were stuck on a movie called Loop Lapeta for a while. So we took extreme care, and literally nobody through November through to Jan end, when we shot in Mumbai and in Goa, got affected, except for one spot boy, and that was fine, But so you just want to, like, you think that I'll lick this and it won't be any trouble. My oxygen levels were fine; they were always above 97, 98, so that was all right. But I was actually quite, I have to say, chastened and humbled by the onslaught, because I mean, you cannot imagine the feeling. It's horrendous.
Yeah. But then let me ask you this: how did you deal in terms of you, your family? What are the precautions, or what do you think worked for you? If I can ask you that.
So one was that I always listened to my body, and my body said, do not move. So I was getting about 15, 16 hours of sleep every day, pretty much. And I was in complete isolation. So I was in one room, locked up. My food would be left outside. I would open the door, take my food, eat it, and put it back in, and that was that. You couldn't really watch or read anything for more than an hour and a half, 2 hours, maximum looking at a screen, that is. And then I told myself that, listen, you have a comfortable room with an air conditioner and 3 screens to look at, phone, iPad, and television. And Nelson Mandela, I've been to that cell in Robben Island, was in this tiny thing. So what are you complaining about, right? So, and you can say, I'd like a sweet corn chicken soup, and it comes to you. So shut up. So,
no, absolutely. And what's your advice to those who are feeling similar symptoms like you are? Because I know a lot of people who felt the same thing. Constant fever, body ache, weakness. And it just stays. Jata hi nahi hai. So what would you tell them? Final word. I've got Sulaiman also joining us now in a bit.
Yeah, so I really think the first thing to do is to do not disrespect the virus. It is deadly. You need to pay attention to your symptoms, and more importantly, be extremely responsible towards other people. And I know a lot of people who've been exceptionally stupid, especially over the New Year's in Dubai and wherever else they've gone to, and literally managed to, be super spreaders. So you need to respect it. If you feel something coming on. So for example, my test was done on Sunday. My results came on Monday night. But from Saturday onwards, I immediately isolated myself. I didn't want to risk anyone in my family, and whatever. So, just be sensible. I think a lot of common sense just goes a long way.
True.
More than anything else.
Absolutely. I'll let you get back to your work. I know you've taken a 10-minute break to join us and have this conversation, Atul. Fight on. Thank you very, very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Anand. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Atul Kasbekar. And as Atul Kasbekar signs out of that Zoom link that which he's joining us, we've got another person who's already logged in, and that's music director Sulaiman, who's there with us. Sulaiman, hi.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Much better today.
How did you get COVID? And tell our viewers, how did you fight this? Congratulations on fighting this back. I think you've done it in good time also. 10-12 दिन में कर लिया ना?
Yeah, exactly 12 days.
क्या बात है?
I got my COVID home delivered by the maid because I took my shot on the 1st of April.
Okay.
And 15th April, I started feeling the symptoms. And so we did a rapid test for the maid and my man Friday. And they both came out positive. So I did my rapid test. Mine came out negative. I went to the extent that I said, chalo sabka RT-PCR karwa lete hain. But both the maids came out positive. So I knew that I had to isolate myself. And that was on the 15th of April. And today I just got my test back. It's negative.
Congratulations. But what are the symptoms that you experienced? How good, bad was it? Tough was it? Because it's different with different people.
Yes, it is different with different people. And luckily, I believe that because I had taken the shot, my symptoms weren't so bad. I had a cough. I had a cold. I had a little bit of chills in the night. So you couldn't really, pump up the aircon to very high or to very low because you either burst into sweat or you went into chills. That went on for 3 days only. And after 3 days, I was fine.
After 3 days, you're fine. And you think because you got the first shot, it helped you recover faster?
I believe so. I think I had already started producing a decent amount of antibodies, and I think that really helped me fight through this COVID.
And what about your house helps and Man Fridays? Have they also recovered? Are they also okay?
I think they're okay. Both of them have gone home. I'm in touch with both of them. One of them is fighting fit now almost. He bore the brunt of the massive load, I guess. So he's recovering. He's pretty much okay. I speak to him and he's fine. but we are isolated, so my wife is bichari doing all the work at the
ओह,
moment.
तो वो ऐसा होगा कि वो बोलते हैं ना किस्तों में नहीं एक साथ सूद समेत शी इज गोइंग टू गेट इट वसूल करो फाइव फ्रॉम यू वंस यू आर आउट ऑफ द आइसोलेशन.
Well, she's had a great life till now, so थोड़ी सी वसूली तो होनी चाहिए.
So Sulaiman, please stay on with us. We are also joined. We'll have Yuvika Chaudhary joining us, actress, and we also have Sonu Sood joining us at this point. Sonu, namaste.
नमस्कार, क्या हाल है आपके?
बहुत बढ़िया. अभी तो आप दुनिया को बताने वाले हैं नॉट जस्ट कि मैं आपकी मदद कर रहा हूं, बट कोविड से कैसे लड़ रहा हूं ये भी आप सबको बता सकते हैं.
नहीं, आई थिंक अभी सारी दुनिया एक्सपीरियंस हो चुकी है जिस तरीके से हिंदुस्तान में केस बढ़ रहे हैं, व्हिच इज वेरी सैड. बट मुझे लगता है कि अभी मदद करने का समय आ गया है, बताने का नहीं कि कैसे हम लोग जल्द से जल्द आपको मदद पहुंचा सकते हैं. आई थिंक दैट्स द नीड राइट नाउ.
ट्रू. मदद के साथ साथ एक और चीज़ है कि ये वैक्सीन का डोज जो वैक्सीन लगवाना, जो टीका लगवाने की बात है, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है. क्योंकि मैं अभी सुलेमान से बात कर रहा था. सुलेमान कह रहे हैं उन्होंने फर्स्ट शॉट 1 अप्रैल को लगवाया, इसलिए जब उन्हें कोविड हुआ ही वॉज एबल टू रिकवर मच फास्टर. 3 दिन में उनके सारे सिम्टम्स जो है आके चले गए. तो ये बहुत क्रिटिकल है. आपने भी वैक्सीन लगवा लिया था ना?
बिल्कुल, मैंने भी लगाया था. इनफैक्ट जब मुझे भी हुआ तो मेरा भी 4 दिन के अंदर वापस जो पॉजिटिव से नेगेटिव हुआ. सो मुझे लगता है कि बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है ये वैक्सीन लगाना. रिकवरी के चांसेस बहुत फास्ट होते हैं और आपका कहीं ना कहीं वो बचत जरूर करता है आपका कोविड. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू गेट योरसेल्फ वैक्सीनेटेड.
What are the symptoms you experienced and how did you deal with it? Were you a little upset, Sonu?
Sorry?
What are the symptoms that you got and what was your mental makeup? Were you a little upset कि यार इंजेक्शन लगा लिया फिर भी कोविड हो गया? मैंने पिछले साल इतने लोगों की मदद की, सड़कों पे उतरा था, तब नहीं हुआ, अब हो गया.
नहीं, मुझे वैसे और थोड़ा सा बट लगता है एक बार एक्सपीरियंस करना बहुत. और आई थिंक वो एक रीजन आने का भी कि जरूरी नहीं है कि आप आप कितना भी घूमे आपको नहीं होगा. वो कभी भी हो सकता है. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप डबल मास्क लगाएं आज की डेट में. ध्यान रखें अपने परिवार वालों का ध्यान रखें. और आप देख सकते हैं कि बाहर कितनी मुश्किल हो रही है बेड्स मिलने में, ऑक्सीजन मिलने में. तो आप घर पे रहकर सुरक्षित रहिए और प्लीज अपने फैमिली का ध्यान रखिए.
जी, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सोनू सूद इज ऑल्सो ब्रांड एम्बेसडर संजीवनी, विच इज अ कैंपेन हियर, अ शॉट ऑफ लाइफ, टीका लगवाने का. तो अब ये जो मुहिम है सोनी, आपकी वजह से इसमें थोड़ा सा और अब जान आई है. आप जो आपने कहा ना लोगों के पास मदद पहुंचाना है, perhaps one of the biggest मदद is when we can help people get vaccinated.
बिल्कुल, दैट्स व्हाट वी हैव बीन डूइंग. कैंप्स बड़े लग रहे हैं, बड़ी स्टेट्स में कैंप्स लग रहे हैं. बहुत सारे लोग वैक्सीनेशन जो है लगवा रहे हैं और अवेयरनेस बढ़ रही है. मुझे लगता है जो पहले डर था लोगों के बीच में काफी हद तक कम हो गया है. और मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले कुछ ही वक्त में हमें और जागरूकता बढ़ानी है कि वैक्सीन जल्दी लगाएं ताकि आपकी और आपके परिवार वाले सेफ हो सके.
जी, मैं आपसे एक चीज जानना चाहूंगा. एक आपके साथ तो जज्बा है हेल्प करने का, दिल आपका बहुत बड़ा है. द अदर थिंग विच आफ्टर आई आस्क यू, आई टेक इट टू सुलेमान ऑल्सो, is the mental makeup. How important is it to have that kind of an attitude that I can beat this, I can get over this?
I think that's the most important thing right now. Panic बहुत हो जाता है. थोड़ा सा बुखार हो जाए या कोविड पॉजिटिव रिपोर्ट आए तो people panic. I think that is that gets you into a situation which is worse than what you are right now. So you don't have to panic. You have to stay strong. Mentally आपको बोलना है कि कोई बात नहीं, हो गया है, but I'll recover from there. आपको proper medicines लेनी है, केयर करना है, अपने आप को आइसोलेट करना है. या जो भी एक बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो आज मैं कहना चाहूंगा, जो मैंने पीछे कुछ समय में देखा, मैं हजारों कॉल्स रोज अटेंड करता हूँ, लोगों को हॉस्पिटल बेड्स देने हो, ऑक्सीजन देने हो करता हूँ. जिनको अगर सिम्टम्स नहीं जा रहे, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू गेट द सीटी स्कैन डन, ताकि आपको पता चले. क्योंकि जो नया वायरस है वो सीधा लंग्स पे अटैक करता है. बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग, मैंने कई 100 केसेस ऐसे देखे हैं जो आज बिल्कुल सही है. मैंने उनको बोला कि आपको हॉस्पिटल चाहिए, उनको नहीं चाहिए था हॉस्पिटल, और अगले दिन उनको हॉस्पिटल चाहिए. और जब हम जाते हैं तो 80%, 70 to 80% लंग्स जो उनके डैमेज हो चुके हैं इन 1 or 2 days. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू कीप अ चेक. अपने ऑक्सीमीटर अपने साथ रखिए, चेक करते रहिए कि आपके ऑक्सीजन लेवल्स क्या है. अगर आपको लगता है कि आप ठीक नहीं हो रहे हैं, आपका टेम्परेचर नहीं जा रहा है, आपको कोई भी हेल्थ की प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, तो तुरंत जाकर सीटी स्कैन करवाइए. डॉक्टर से देखिए. डोंट डिले, क्योंकि अगर आप जब डिले कर देते हैं तो देर हो जाता है, जिसके कारण मैक्सिमम जो केसेस हो रही है, जितने लोगों को अपनी जान गंवा रहे हैं इसी कारण गंवा रहे हैं. So it's very very important to keep that check.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much for that message, and a very timely one. But let me ask Sulaiman this, Sonu, with your permission, that Sulaiman is also there, and he was also telling us that he recovered because of the vaccine jab. But how easy or difficult is it to keep a positive frame of mind? Because first you get angry, because it's not my fault, but I got COVID. Then you wonder how bad is it going to be? How much should I prepare myself, and how did you go through all of that, or did you just say, all right, let's get to beating this out now?
This is our attitude has to always remain positive. Because we travel on the road. Kabhi na kabhi kuch na kuch bhi anything can happen to you. And between Salim and me, both of us have always had that positive attitude. When I saw this and I said, boss, ho gaya. So, ho gaya, so now how do you move forward? What do you do first? How do you isolate yourself? I moved into my daughter's bedroom. Everything moved positively. I didn't for a minute think कि यार मैंने तो shot ले लिया है, मेरे को क्यों हो रहा है? Never did it cross my mind that it is going to be in such a zone. The minute you take it positively, you start recovering faster, I believe.
Yeah.
And for me, those 2 or 3 days of the sickness which I felt, after which I was completely fine. I think a lot of it has to do with positivity, and a lot of it has to do with the vaccine that I took.
Well, absolutely. Sonu, I know you are busy, and you've just finished one interview, and I'm going to get into another one when you've joined us. Sonu, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us and spreading that message, and the important aspect is continue to get your CT scan done if your symptoms persist. Yuvika Chaudhary is through with us. We finally through, Yuvika ji. We had some issues with your camera, but we've sorted that out, and I'm glad we did. How did COVID treat you, and how did you treat COVID? Because you've beaten it black and blue too, just like Sulaiman has.
Yeah, it was. I think last year I had. First, I had COVID, then after that, dengue. And 15 days before, not exactly, 15 days before, again, I had viral. And I was thinking I should not be having COVID again. So for me, my experience was that when you have this kind of disease, I feel you should fight. You should be mentally strong. It makes you weak. But in your body, I felt so weak. I had initially fever for 3 days. Then... no smell, no taste, body pain. And for 14 days, I was like, I don't know where I'm going. And I never felt this before in my life. But I think you have to fight. This is a mental fight where you can only think positive. And that's what I did. Second time, 15 days before, again, I felt something. I was feeling pain in my body. And I was like, oh my God. This time it was more scary because I was like, if again mujhe COVID hota hai, I met so many people. I met my parents, my friends, and I was feeling so bad. I was like, shit, yaar, मैं इतने लोगों से मिलके आई हूँ, and I do not take risks. So I quarantined myself for 6-7 days alone in my other house. And जब तक मेरा test होके नहीं आया, तब तक I was in the house, and I'm waiting for my vaccine. एक बार मेरा vaccination हो जाए, उसके बाद I'll feel free. But I think when you see news everywhere, it's scary. It is scary. Mentally, you are more scared rather than, when you feel you have COVID, you can go through this when you are taking care of yourself and you're away from your people. But in real life, when you see death happening, around the news and you're hearing your relatives, I have some कोई दूर के relative हैं जिनके वहाँ पे 2-3 death हुई हैं. And for me, I'm just trying I should be fighting with my mental health so that I can keep my people around happy, my mother, father happy, because they're also scared when you're aging. So that sort of thing really affects you a lot, True. इसलिए I'm like इतनी बड़ी बात नहीं है यार, निकल जाएगा, फेज है.
Absolutely. ये जो जज्बा है ना आपका, सुलेमान का, सोनू सूद और अतुल से भी मेरी बात हुई थी, अतुल कसबेकर की. This is what is important. The fact is कि we need to believe we can beat it and we need to do what we can to get better. ये attitude अगर आप जैसे positivity, जो mental positivity, attitude की positivity आप कर रहे हैं, तो फिर COVID negative जल्दी हो जाएंगे. That is what. Absolutely.
I'm done. You know, this is what I have
Absolutely.
experienced.
मेरे पास समय कम है, so I have to wind up. Suleiman, Yuvika ji, thank you very, very much for sharing your thoughts and also for spreading some cheer and smiles. That's the intent here at CNN News 18. That's all we have time for in this edition of The Right Stand. Brass tacks with Zaka right now. Stay with us.